Hey everybody, it's Clare Galterio right now sitting on a beautiful couch with my two lovely co-hosts, Sammi, sweetheart, and Siggy Flicker. Ladies, say what's up.
Hi everybody.
How are you?
Welcome to another fabulous episode of Just Sayin. We need to just get into the weekend because I need to talk about it immediately. So this past weekend, this is going to be my hangover report for y'all. I was in Las Vegas for my sister's bachelorette party. And in true Claire fashion, I obviously had a couple cocktails and was FaceTiming Sammi. But for this time...
Totally FaceTimed me again, which I didn't mind because it was just ironic because here Claire is in Vegas on vacation and I am actually in Colorado for a family wedding. And I happened to be at a brewery when she was FaceTiming me and she was out in Vegas partying at like a day pool party. Yeah. And we were both drinking and cheersing to each other like on the phone. It was really funny.
It was really cute. And the great thing was that neither of us could hear each other. So we were just going, bah! Like it was just like really funny. But anyway, there was a reason why I did that instead of me and my usual just saying hi. I got to give you a background to the story first. Sam and I were at an event a couple months ago, and Tyson Beckford was there.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody who...
Wait. I'm sorry. I was at the event, too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Siggy was there, too. How can we
Don't forget about me. My feelings are getting hurt.
Siggy was there.
I forgot. Well, the reason why I forgot you were there is because we went over to a table because, one, I will not say who, but there was a housewife that was not very nice to me, and she tried to kick me out of our table.
What?
Yes. True story.
Who?
Oh my God!
You have to say it.
That would have been the right time to get the Sig involved.
It was.
Who was it?
Miss Countess de Lesseps literally had some strange man come over to me, tap me on the shoulder, and say, "You're in her seat." And I was like, "No,
what?
No, I'm not." And he was like, "Yes, you are." And I was
Shade.
like,
Now
"No,
we're
I'm
gonna
not."
shade at her for the rest.
Wait a second. Are you serious?
Yeah. And I was like mortified. And there was a guy next to me who was so nice. He was like, "Don't you dare get up." And I'm like, I don't know what to do. The Countess is yelling at me. Like, So anyway, so I'm like, fine, F these ladies, not you, Siggy, but I was so mad. So I see beautiful Tyson Beckford across the way, and I'm like, Sam, get up. Like, we're going to go. We can't hang out in this housewife sit right now.
It was literally just me and Claire with a bunch of housewives. So we were like looking for a way out. We were like, where should we go right now?
And so there he is in all of his beautiful glory, and he was so nice, but he was totally trying to hit on Sam. And he was like, he said to me, he's like, yo, get your friend over here in the leopard shorts, because you're wearing leopard shorts, right?
Leopard shorts.
So anyway, so now I'm in Vegas, and he's actually headlining Chippendales while we're there. So we're at a pool party, so that's why he's there, whatever. So we're at a pool party, and next to me is Tyson Beckford. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Wait, can we just say how mad he was, though? When I was like,
yeah.
Tyson tried to talk to me, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm seeing someone, just because I don't know this guy for a whole while, and I always just do that, at the beginning.
P.S.
And after that, he was so, like, anti-me, right?
Yeah,
he was like, oh, forget her, and he, like, totally...
Right, I can't get down her pants.
But you know what?
He was
forget
like,
her.
Forget her, on to the next one.
Yeah.
At the same time, I respect him for being like, you know what, you have a man, like, I'm not going to keep hitting on you. I mean, that was pretty...
I mean, I have
nice.
to agree with you, Claire. He like was like, all right, I'm gonna.
He was
leave
like,
that
I got
alone.
it, no problem.
Yeah, he didn't try and pursue after that.
Yeah, no, he was really nice.
He was.
So then, anyway, so now I'm at a cabana, and then next to me is their cabana, and I'm like, all right, I gotta say something because I knew he was gonna be he was performing at the Chippendale show that we were going to that night. So I'm like, maybe
you could get a hookup. Or something.
I'm like, maybe they'll pull my sister up, like whatever, because it's for her bachelorette. So I go over and I'm like, excuse me? Like, looking at me like I'm crazy.
He didn't even recognize you?
I was like, I don't know if you remember me, but you were hitting on my friend, and I like whip out our podcast picture.
With me. How embarrassing.
And then he's like, he goes, oh, yeah. How's your friend? I'm like, oh, she's good. He's like, cool. And then he was like, oh, wait, I do remember you. Now, listen, he had no idea who I was. He probably couldn't even see. It was so bright out. He probably didn't even see the picture. He was just being really, really nice. He's a nice guy.
At least he played it off nice.
And he's super good looking.
Oh, yeah, he's very handsome.
I think he's very handsome.
Yeah. So anyway, so then he's like, oh, yeah, I remember you guys. Like, whatever. Like, how's your friend? Yada, yada, yada. And then he goes, wait a second. I know who you are. DiCaprio told me you guys were coming. And I'm like, who?
Shut up, Claire. Claire.
Now keep in mind, I'm like obviously
We weren't
talking
with
about,
DiCaprio that night.
no, but I don't need to tell Tyson Beckford that I don't know Leonardo DiCaprio. I immediately go,
Right.
oh my God, yeah, I'm so happy he called you. Like, we're going to be in the front.
You played it off?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm not going to be like, I don't know
You're
Leonardo
so
DiCaprio.
smart. Good for you.
But anyway.
But
so
did you
ended up
feel
being-
like, oh my God, what is going on? I need to leave here right now.
Hold on.
I
Wait,
loved
was
every second
DiCaprio
of it.
there?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
So-
DiCaprio wasn't with
DiCaprio wasn't there. Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't know.
Honey,
who
you're
he
saying
threw-
Vegas, pool,
Right,
bikinis, hot girls.
Exactly.
Like, am I a fool to think that
No,
DiCaprio would be right
not
in the
at
middle of all that? I mean,
not at all. But
Oh,
it was
I'm sure
just
he
so
would be.
funny. That
anyone
was the
who's like
name.
30 years younger than him, he's into, like,
Yeah.
you see what he hangs out with? I mean,
I hung out with him once.
yeah, you did.
With
Yeah,
Leo?
Sammy.
Oh my God, when the show Jersey Shore first came out, it was 2010, we had to go to LA and it was right at the height of our show. So everything was like crazy and we were going to LA and going to all these cool like club spots and it was surreal. And next thing you know, we're at VIP with
Table with
Leonardo
him.
DiCaprio.
That's what's
The
up.
whole like everybody from Entourage was there.
Oh.
Everybody's smoking
So
smoking stuff during that.
jealous.
It was like,
Amazing.
it was so surreal. It was so much fun. That was one of like the coolest parts of being on the show.
I'm not gonna lie, it took me a long time, but like after us starting to hang out, where I had to get Enrique Iglesias, "Baby, I like it" out of my head.
Oh my God.
You know they're in that music video,
I
right?
was,
It's like
and
the
I
best thing ever.
totally fist pumped my butt off in that
Yeah.
music
I,
video.
I mean, it took a while.
I love
now I don't
him.
hear it as much, but
He's
They
another.
played this song at the wedding I was at this weekend, and everybody's fist bumping, and I felt like I had to fist
You
bump.
had
Like I
to.
had to dance, and I had to fist bump. And it was
fine.
so awkward because I'm like, I'm like
I was fist pumping all weekend, so it doesn't
dancing
matter.
like it was in the music video. It was so weird. But it
I
was
love
fun.
Enrique.
He's
Love
good
Enrique.
looking.
Let me just
Very
tell you
good
something.
looking, too.
I was backstage with Enrique and Pitbull at a concert
love Pitbull.
in Jersey.
I love Pitbull,
And
too.
when I tell you, now Pitbull is short. He's not as good looking as Enrique. Enrique is
Tall.
Enrique's perfection from head to toe. But guess who wins sex appeal more?
You're gonna say Pitbull because you love a good bald
No,
man.
you don't even
He's the
understand. I'm
nicest
in
guy.
shock. I was in shock. My kids are hanging out with him. He was so sexy, so full of pizzazz. And well, I'm sorry, but I also when I say sexy, but then who else walks right next to us? I mean, the woman, the person who defines cream,
Who?
Jennifer Lopez.
Oh my gosh.
You met her in person.
Yes.
She's the, I
Amazing.
think she's one of the celebs that
She
I never
is
met.
the most, besides Sofia Vergara in my book, the most beautiful human being
100%.
ever. And her skin looks like
Gorgeous.
butter. Her booty looks like butter. Everything about her from head to toe is butter. She's perfection. Anyway.
I agree.
Agreed. Now I
Yes.
want butter. Okay, so to finish my story, I just continue to wrap up my Chippendales Tyson Beckford story. We do end up we were there in the front. My sister Kara does get pulled up on stage, not by Tyson, which is okay, but by one of the guys. And they did like a dating game scenario and they picked 3 girls. And the first girl, they were like, okay, show us your best lap dance. So the girl was like doing her lap dance and it was really funny. And my sister Kara happens to be a phenomenal dancer. So I'm like, oh, Kara's going to win this thing. Then they go to the second girl and they make her like show her favorite like sexual position, which is like so over the top, inappropriate. And I'm like, oh my God, this is just getting worse and worse. So they get to poor Kara, and she's sitting on this like hand chair, and she's like sitting up straight, and her hair looks beautiful, and she's in this all white dress, like so classy looking. And the guy goes, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Mom, turn this off. Mom, turn it off. So he goes, the guy comes out with a banana in between his legs, and he goes, all right, contestant number 3, show us your sexiest way of putting a condom on your guy. And my sister literally looks at the guy and goes, no, and shakes her head. She's like, I'm not doing that. And the crowd is cheering, and she's like, I'm not doing that. She wouldn't do it. And
I would have walked off stage.
Yeah.
well, everyone was just staring at her. She kept shaking her head, no, and like kind of like what, waving
Laughing,
her
like,
hands.
leave me
Like,
alone,
cracking
please,
up.
leave me alone.
And then the guy was holding the banana upright. He just goes wah wah wah, and then like made it flop down, which was like pretty hilarious. But I was so proud of her because she was like, I'm uncomfortable. I don't care how many girls are sitting here screaming at me, and all these guys. Like, I was very, very proud of her. She held herself together, and then the rest of the night they were calling her raw dog, which is like disgusting. But like, it was so funny because she really did.
I actually
keep it together.
I give her credit for even going up there because that's so like you never want to be picked. You never want to make eye contact because you never want to go up there.
Especially
ever.
for something
And
like
she's
that.
pretty shy. She's shy when she first meets people, but I was very proud of her. She was very conservative and like we all clapped. We were very proud of her. Anyway,
Awesome.
All right.
so that's my weekend
Nice
hangover
weekend.
story.
That was
report.
a good hangover
Okay,
report.
what else happened this weekend was the VMAs.
Oh, can we talk about the VMAs?
Oh, Siggy, I know you're burning over there.
No,
what?
not only am I burning. It's just mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling to me how egotistical of a person Kanye West is.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a genius? Yes. Is he a good rapper? Yes. Does he write his own music? Listen, all that said and done, let's close the door. We agree to that. When he walked on stage to win an award, he stood there and allowed everybody to clap and clap and clap. And usually somebody who's considerate and does, takes themselves out of themselves and says, oh my God, guys, thank you so much. I'm so great. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. But no. When the clapping got a little bit low, he was like, oh, no, his whole, I want more clapping. And it went on where I was uncomfortable. I'm like, Michael, is this just me, or is just the bizarre?
Yeah,
bizarre, and everybody's got to clap, and like you are the Dalai Lama. Let's keep on clapping. You've created so much in your life, honey. You are so full of yourself and your whole thing. I'm sorry, your fashion sense. You're wearing an oversized T-shirt with wrinkles in it.
Yeah,
get a goddamn nice.
I have to just throw that in. He had sweaty armpits too.
Sweaty armpits. And listen to me. He's married to a woman who's one of the most beautiful women in the world. Since she's been with him, I haven't liked one outfit that this woman has put on. And anyway, let's get back to the VMAs.
But you know what?
You can talk about that too.
Wait, but you're winning an award, and don't you want to say thank you to the people who are giving you this award?
Yeah.
What's he do? I think award shows are stupid. You're going to come up here and you're going to win an award and somebody's got to be a loser. He wasn't even gracious. I didn't hear an apology to Taylor Swift. It was all about Kanye. And then Kanye running for president. Okay. Hashtag
I swear to God.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
And
it was 13 minutes long.
13 minutes?
13 minutes long.
I just didn't understand it. I'm like, what is he talking about? But I don't mind Kanye. I just think that he comes off very strong in his beliefs, and he is one way. It's like his way or no way. And I feel like he's very strong and confident in himself, and he wants his followers or like his people or fans or whatever to just go along with what he's got to say or what he's going to do, and that's it. Now he's a great artist. I'll give him that.
No,
he really is.
His songs are great.
But
he knows what he's doing.
I just don't understand why he has to, he is on an MTV award show. And I felt like he was kind of like throwing digs.
He was dissing them
at MTV.
Not class.
Which we all know, there's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff that you don't understand that goes on. I, for instance, know like sometimes MTV will put you in different seats sitting next to certain people for a reason, so they can show you, during commercial, like before a commercial comes on, so they can show you sitting next to this person. It's very, up and down with MTV.
It's political. They're doing it for ratings, and they have every right to.
MTV as, a whole, it does a lot of things for their ratings for a TV show. So I feel like they kept it also running with the speech with Kanye, because it was like this huge, like, awkward moment for them
so
and
awkward.
for like,
but
everybody.
He thinks he's getting up saying, baby, we're going to live in the White House one day. Honey, he's getting up all these fools who are writing on Twitter, Kanye for president. Honey, he made a fool out of himself. MTV allowed that to go on because he's the running joke. Behind closed doors, not social media, because we know that there are social media freaks out there. But behind closed doors, there's no family that's getting together and saying, well, Kanye's speech, very inspiring, very inspiring.
Did you actually see Justin Timberlake's tweets?
No, what did they say?
Posted? I should actually look that up right now.
love
But
him.
They said that he was like, "Oh, what a cutie," like Kanye or something like, or he said something to that aspect. I don't know exactly what the words were, but then he was like, "Oh, like thank you, Kanye," or whatever, because he was like, "Oh, I'm just joking." People, I guess he got a lot of backlash from fans.
He shouldn't have to apologize for anything. Justin, listen to me, my love.
I love
you.
Justin
Are so
Timberlake.
talented. Your performance was amazing. You're just such a talented person, and you know what? You made a lot of money really young, and you made a lot of stupid mistakes, but so do we all. And you just keep going on the road that you're going. I love
you.
it.
last year.
Justin Bieber? What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about
She's
Justin
saying Justin Timberlake. You're talking about Justin Bieber. I'm like, what Justins are you talking about, you
because
ladies?
well, we're talking about the VMAs.
Were
so
you on the
I
same
know
page as me with the Justin
I know you're
Timberlake?
talking
Okay,
about.
guys, I'm not because listen, maybe I'm off today, but we're talking about the VMAs.
Yeah.
And during the
Yeah.
VMAs,
She's
it's
saying
Kanye,
that-
and the only Justin that was at the VMAs for me was
Kanye during his speech made reference to Justin Timberlake, saying that he was like crying when he lost an award, or like he was upset when he lost an award to, I think, the Dixie Chicks.
Okay.
Or something. Remember. It was something. Kanye just made a reference to Justin Timberlake. So Justin Timberlake then tweeted like, oh, thanks, Kanye, or like, you're such a cutie, or some. He didn't say those exact words, but he said something to those lines.
Okay, he was.
And then
are you saying that he kissed his ass? Yes or no?
No, I think he was been like, oh, okay, Kanye.
Yeah, good, because Justin Timberlake is another one of my favorites.
I know.
Good for you.
Yeah, we love
I
Justin.
can't stand people who kiss ass. Yeah. I can't stand it. Stop it. Stop it with the phoniness. He made a fool out of himself for 13 minutes. Am I taking away that Kanye West is very, very talented? Yes, but you're up there and you're winning an award, honey. Nobody wants to see more than 2 minutes of you. Say thank you and sit your ass down.
Yeah. And you know what? People, since you just brought up people making fools of themselves, a lot of people are saying that Justin Bieber, it was fake. People who haven't seen the VMAs, that he was crying and that it was fake, and those were fake tears. Those were 100% real tears. That kid, the last time he performed, was booed off the stage.
Right.
He has been through a lot. I'm sorry. I'm a Belieber, okay?
Me too.
Okay?
Me too.
So,
I'm not a fan.
You know what?
That's fine.
No, I love his music just personally. He's rude.
Literally, he finished his performance and he was so moved by the fact that people were still standing and clapping for him that he was crying, and I don't think that that's a bad thing.
Listen,
I'm like really proud of Justin
as a relationship
Bieber.
expert, let's just open up. The way people act sometimes is because of what they're going through.
Yeah.
So here we have a kid who got famous at a very young age.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we all make mistakes, and he made a couple of stupid big mistakes. Okay, let's leave him alone for that. I mean, Kanye's whole thing is he's angry because of what happened to his mother. He has every right to be. But he's got to get over the anger and realize, honey, there's a whole world out there.
A lot of people don't realize everybody goes through their own issues and they have their own problems and they have good days and they have bad days. But coming from a VMA experience,
yeah, Sam, how many times have you been to the VMAs?
I don't know. Let me think. 6 times?
Holy crap.
4, 5 times?
That's more than I've ever watched.
Let's say between 4 and 6, because I don't know. But I have many, many VMA experiences with people.
Give us some dirt.
And I love Justin Bieber's music. I think he's an amazing artist. But what a jerk.
What do you mean?
At the VMAs one year, we were actually, the girls and I, Jenny, Nicole, and Dina, we were presenting an award, and we were, I forgot what it was, like best female artist, and Lady Gaga actually won this year, and that was the year that she dressed like a boy. So we were presenting the award. So before you present an award, you actually hang out in the green room, and in the green room you have other celebs that either go on before you or going on after you. They have everything prepared, so everything is smooth and runs timely. And we're back there, and there's Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber together. And we were like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, who's here? We're like so excited. We're just standing there. And we're like eating, picking out their snacks in the green room. And we're picking out on snacks. And Selena Gomez comes over, and she's so sweet. She's like, hi, how are you? Standing right next to Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber would not say 2 words to us. He just like gave a little like smirk and then looked away. He would not talk to us. He didn't want anything to do with us. And Selena was the sweetest, nicest girl ever.
Yeah.
And she was so sweet and talked to us. And then we went on and presented our award. And which was so cool because Lady Gaga won.
Oh my God, I love
she actually walked off.
Wow.
I think she hugged me and we walked off together. It was the coolest. She's really short too, but it was the coolest thing ever. But yeah, I was after that moment with Justin Bieber. I was like, that was rude. Like, couldn't even just say, hey, how are you?
Yes, but you have to understand, you met him at a certain time. Not everybody has good days. We all have good and bad days. There's sometimes when I'm in the worst mood and sometimes when I'm in the best mood. All I'm saying is the performance was amazing. Yeah. He's been through a lot.
I'm proud of him.
I'm
proud of you, JB.
Yeah,
I think, you know what? It's very difficult growing up in this business.
Absolutely.
And he's young and he's got thrown here and there, and there's so many different aspects that not everybody knows about that go on beneath the scenes in the business. Right. So I think he's handling himself well. He's turning around and maybe fixing, when you're young, you do dumb things.
Yeah.
Of course.
And unfortunately, he's in the press.
What was one of the most like awkward run-ins you had with a celebrity at the VMAs, Sam?
Oh my God, I never had awkward. I had the best run-ins.
Let's hear it.
Who was my favorite? Let's see. My favorite. I have a couple.
Oh, you told me The Rock.
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
I met him. Ballers. Please watch Ballers.
We do.
So good.
Such a good show.
Such a good show.
So good.
I am such a fan of Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. I met him more than once. I met him maybe 3 times, and every time he has gone out of his way to start a conversation with me and my cast members, not just me. And one time I was with somebody, we were standing on the back of VMAs, like waiting for something, and he was talking to somebody, and he actually put his hand up to the guy and was like, hold on one second, and he came over and spoke to us and was like, hey guys, how are you? Good to see you again. And I thought that was
so nice,
so chill and so nice. And he's my number one favorite all the time. Like every time you meet him, he's so cool. But my other favorite is when we were on the red carpet. Like you take photos and you do these interviews with all these different magazines and stuff. And we're standing there on the red carpet, and all of a sudden Beyonce walks by us.
I just got the chills.
Chills. We were like, oh my God, she's drop dead gorgeous. And she walks by us and then does like a look back, like a double take. Comes over now and gives each one of us a kiss on her cheek and goes, I'm such a fan of your show. Great job, guys. And she was so cool. And this was the VMA where she announced she was pregnant. So she was like in this bright orange gown, and she was my other favorite, because to have somebody just take 1 second to tell them that they're a fan, or how are you?
Yes.
It means a lot to, us or just anybody, I think.
You know what? You don't even have to be a celebrity. When you just stop somebody and say, excuse me, I love your shirt, or I always tell women out there, when you want to flirt with a man without being over aggressive or come across as promiscuous, throw out a compliment. They're like, well, I don't know how to flirt, Siggy. I'm going to watch this. Let's go. Excuse me, sir. Hi. I just wanted you to know you got great hair. They're like, oh, thank you so much. Wow. And then if he's interested, he'll start a conversation.
Yeah.
If he's not, he walks away. Excuse me, sir, I don't like shoes, but those shoes, whatever it is, compliment somebody. The fact that Beyonce did that shows that that's true blue, she's just a considerate person.
Yeah, and we will never forget, though. Like, I will never forget genuine people that I meet, because, the mean ones always also stick in my head, but the genuine people are cool. And my other favorite, I have three, is Drake. Every time you see him on the red carpet.
Just hold on, I'm coming home.
Oh, that's really interesting.
I love him.
I don't see him being very nice.
Okay,
he is
Claire.
so nice. Every time I was on that red carpet, he said hello, gave me a hug. How are you? He is so nice. He's like another one of my favorites.
Are obsessed with Drake.
Oh my God,
I
really?
love him.
Me too.
I love his music. I love his voice. Sammy, we're on the same page.
And you should see him in person. His like swag is so chill. He's so I'm such a fan of Drake.
So
huge fan. I obsessed with him. But speaking of Drake, I think he's dating Serena Williams.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
they were out
so,
to dinner. Yes, good.
I like that
together.
couple.
Yeah.
I really like that couple.
I approve of that one.
Yes, I'm approving of that
Yeah,
one.
for sure.
Absolutely. I really was rooting for him and Riri to be together.
Really?
Yes. Love them together.
I know. I think
I don't know how I feel about that.
I think Rihanna's dropped it gorgeous in person too.
Apparently, she is like really. I can't remember the guy's name, so I'm going to stop my story. Never mind. Moving on.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So Sam, I've done red carpet stuff, and Siggy and I have walked the red carpet before, and I've interviewed people on the red carpet. Whenever you did one of the VMA carpets, were there any weird like interactions with celebrities? Because like I'll see it from one side, and then I feel like you'll get from the other side of the carpet. Like whenever you're walking down. First of all, wait. Let's rewind. Does everyone arrive in limos or what? Like is that just how it works?
Yes. Everybody arrives in the limos. They don't get out of the limo first. It's usually their publicist. Their whole entourage comes out of a limo first.
But you're so right.
Yes, but people who are it depends on which one. Oprah got out of her limo.
Yeah.
I mean, walked right over to the person that I was with and said, "Hey, nice to see you. I'd like to introduce." And the person said, "I want to introduce you to my good friend Siggy. Oh my God, hi, how are you?"
You met Oprah?
Met Oprah. Sat next to her and Gail. Lenny Kravitz, amazing.
Wow.
Talk about people just with class. Jane Fonda. I'm sorry, guys. One of the most beautiful grandmothers I've ever seen in my life. Guess who else? The guy who does, oh my God, my favorite show on TV, Ray Donovan. I can't talk about him.
Why?
Liv Shriver?
Liv Shriver and Naomi Watts get out of the car.
They're really nice.
Very down to earth, very humble.
Everybody's so beautiful. You're like, you show up at the.
But I'm going to tell you who the most
pretty.
beautiful is.
Hell.
The most beautiful person I've ever, like when I was shocked to it is, I can't even say his last name. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Get out. Really? Is he short? I feel like he would be short.
Well, first of all,
they're all short.
All actors are short. If you're good looking and short, you become an actor.
I'm like a beastly girl compared to all these celebs. They're so small, I swear, when you meet, except like Drake, he's tall. But everybody else is so small.
Walked over to me. I'm with somebody actually very powerful in the industry at a party. He walked over to me with Leo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire. It was The Great Gatsby. We had a party. It was at,
what the heck?
I'm so jealous right now.
I'm so jealous right now.
It was the sickest party at the Plaza
So
Hotel.
jealous.
It was The Great Gatsby theme. We all went to the premiere.
I'm surprised I wasn't invited to that because
sounds
DiCaprio and I are
amazing.
such good friends.
Yes, well, hold on. DiCaprio walks over with Jake Gyllenhaal, whatever his name is, and Toby.
Gyllenhaal.
And I'm letting you know his eyes are icy blue. They are all very, very quiet and just. I was like, wow, he was talking about this boxing movie that he's going to work on next. And by the way, did you see his movie?
I have not.
You never
the boxing movie. Oh no, I didn't see it.
Okay,
not yet.
Tonight, the both of you have to go see Southpaw. You must go see this. Listen to me. I'm not coming here next week if you guys do not see this movie. No, it is. It's like
it's not going to show up. Hi, there's
you
just
don't
two
understand.
Of us today, so he's mad at us.
You don't get it. It was the best movie. Rachel McAdams is. I'm in love with her. She's only in the movie for like a half an hour, but she makes the movie. She's that brilliant of an actress.
Wow.
I'm obsessed with this movie. It was incredible. That's all I have to say. You must see it.
Wait.
Even 50 did a good job in this movie.
All right. Well, to get back on the VMAs.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No. No, I actually really want to go see that movie. I love movies, so I'm going to watch that tonight.
I like going to the movies by myself because I don't like sharing popcorn. So I just go by myself and eat all the popcorn to myself.
What do you mean? Get your own bucket and go with somebody. I don't understand that.
No, anytime I go with someone, you would think you'd like get your own. No, they're like, oh, we'll just share. I'm like, no, I don't want to share with you.
Right. So you say, no, I don't want to share. You get them a bucket.
And this is what happens to me. This is what happens. I will order popcorn and they'll be like, oh, I don't want any. And then they'll like try to share. I'm like, yo, we already had this conversation.
Right.
I don't want to share.
I say I don't share and I move my seat.
And then I feel bad. So I'm like, whatever. So I just go with myself.
I get popcorn with a box of Raisinets. I pour the Raisinets into the popcorn.
Oh, I do it with Milk Duds. Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it's so good. Oh, yeah, it's so good.
I'm a Swedish fish kind of girl.
Yeah, that's not good in popcorn.
No, it's not. You need a little bit of chocolate
wait,
there.
go back to the VMAs. Sorry, because I talk about popcorn all day because I'm like a loser.
Well, back to the VMAs, a lot of people, like you were saying, and like weird kind of behind the scenes stuff, is they actually, for MTV, I've only been to MTV, like award shows, but they actually, like, they time which celebs are going to arrive on the carpet in their limo.
It's got to be like, they've got to have some sort of order.
Yeah, they definitely have an order because it's all about timing. They want this celeb to arrive at this time before this celeb gets there. So everything's like timed. You have a schedule for that day and when you're going to arrive, when you're getting your limo out of there. And there's actually some really cool after parties.
The after parties are the best.
Wait, okay, you got to give me some juice on the after parties. Like, give me a scenario that like you walked into the after party and you're like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Many times.
Like people hanging from the ceiling, awesome.
People hanging from the ceiling.
That's in LA in general. There's naked women in nets on ceilings all the
no.
At Club Voyeur or wherever that was. There was like literally naked girls in nets above
After parties are the best thing ever. There isn't an after party that's not exciting.
Who like was like the drunkest person at an after party?
Everybody.
Everybody's blacked out.
Yeah.
Everybody's not. They're smoking this, drinking that. I mean, there's so much fun though. You meet a lot of cool celebs at after parties.
Yeah, and not only that, they're so relaxed.
Yes.
You just see them in a different light.
So we've been talking about like fun interactions with celebrities. Now, I've interviewed a bunch of people where sometimes they're not so nice. So do you guys have any situations where you were like, wow, I'm really depressed that I met that person because they were not nice to me?
No, because you're in a position where you have to interview them. I don't talk to them. I'm not like, hey, I don't even get that whole autograph kissing ass thing.
Yeah.
If somebody comes over to me and I'm introduced to them, I'd say I respect your line of work. That, it was a pleasure meeting you. Unless I'm obsessed with you like Oprah, I'm not going over to you.
Or Ralph Lauren.
Please, do you have to do this to me today?
She loves Ralph Lauren. We can't talk about it. She'll cry.
Damn, I love him.
So I have a good story.
Let's hear it.
Go ahead. Go see.
But it's not from a VMA
That's okay.
award.
Yeah.
Give me some celeb juice.
I'm actually really disappointed about this person I met who came off extremely rude.
Let's hear it.
I was doing an interview for Kelly and Michael, and I was with Dina. And I was with me and Dina were waiting in the back room because you wait. There's usually another celeb or somebody else who's going on before you or after you. So there's always like two green rooms. Yeah.
Yes.
I was so disappointed. So before we get on Kelly and Michael, guess who's on before us? Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, I love him.
I was like, oh my God, Ryan Reynolds is on before us. So we're waiting on the side, waiting to go on. As soon as he comes off, we had to go sit down and they like get us together for the show, whatever. So we're standing on the side and me and Dana are like, oh my God, Ryan Reynolds, we can't believe he's here right now. We're such big fans. So our publicist at the time, Joe, we love you. She was like,
woohoo, we love you, Joe.
She was like, oh, let me talk to his publicist, see if we can get a picture or something, whatever. So she did, and the guy's like, we have a flight to catch, but let me ask him when he comes off. So he sees us on the side, and we're like, you know, smiling like two like giddy girls like on the side, like so happy that we're seeing him like in our face right now. And he walks off and puts his hand up on his head as if he doesn't want to look at us.
Oh.
Doesn't even stop.
So
walks
obnoxious.
right by us. Like, you can't miss us. You look right at us. He put his head down and his hand up and walked right by us. And our publicist, Joe, was like, wait, can you take a picture? He wanted nothing to do with us. He didn't even stop. Like, he just kept moving and pretended to ignore and not hear us.
Oh, that's
Wow.
It
such a
was
bummer.
so disappointing because you couldn't even just throw a wave or like, hey, what's up?
Like, I'm so sorry, I have to
Nothing.
go. Like, even if you don't want to take a picture, be nice, wave, say, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's so nice to meet you. I gotta go catch a
Yes,
flight. Even if
nothing.
you're lying through your teeth, be nice. Because you know what? We're gonna
Yeah.
talk about you on our podcast if you're not.
Yes, he was the most rude celeb I have ever met in my entire. I have met everybody,
Yeah.
and he was
wow.
he was the rudest.
Yeah. One time I was interviewing this band, and it's different for me, I feel like, because when I had my music talk show, people knew they were coming to talk to me. It's different on the red carpet whenever you're like, Siggy, 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 or Sammi, Sammi, Sammi. Like, what are you wearing? Like, it's very different when you're shouting at someone versus they're coming to be interviewed by you. They're coming to your studio, to your show. So I'm interviewing this band. Now, the only reason why I was interviewing this band was because one of the guitar players was, oh God, I can't remember his name, Sean something. He's the they call him the Flaming Tomato or Flying Tomato. He was the
Flaming to me.
Flaming Tomato. Sean White.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh,
he's the
okay.
he's a
snowboarder, skateboarder.
Yes.
I mean, he's like a huge.
he's like one of those.
Yes.
He's a huge dude. Like
Wait, Sean White. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
He's
he's
huge.
great. Okay, he's been
He's
in
the
this.
Flaming
He's been
Tomato.
in the sports world since he was like 13 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, he's no joke. Now he's in this band called, I think they're called Bad News or Bad whatever. And so we had them come on our show, and I'm interviewing them, and the lead singer was so obnoxious to me, and I would ask him a question, and I said something like, so, for fans that don't know, for your new fans out there, why should they, buy your album? And he goes, and there was that much of an awkward pause, by the way.
And you're probably sweating.
He goes, I don't know. Another awkward pause. So I'm like, all right. So then I turned to the girl next to him, who was like the drummer. It was actually very nice. She just had to go, okay, so why do you think people should buy your album? Because it's a live to tape show. Like they
Right.
they're not going to stop it unless something really is wrong. And she goes, I don't know, because there's an elephant on the cover. And I literally am just like, y'all knew you were coming on this show.
Right, but do you think that they were doing it just to stand out and seem
the
like
lead
they're
singer,
so
the lead
cool?
singer was a jerk, and
Right.
like he was so obnoxious. He was obnoxious from the moment I met him, and I don't remember his name. But Sean White was very, very nice. You could tell he was media trained. He'd been doing this his whole life, and he was very sweet. Shook everybody's hand on the crew. He was a nice guy. But the lead singer like thought he was legit Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones. They trashed our green room.
Sometimes
Trashed it. Then they were like in the bathroom. There was like pee all over the seats. There was like Dorito bags everywhere. I'm like, who do you think you are? Like,
Okay,
it was
when you're-
disgusting.
I'll be honest with you. When you were like, when I was 22 and I first did the show at Jersey Shore, you are thrown in this interview, that interview. I was young. We didn't even like comprehend what was happening.
They were there for an hour.
Doesn't matter. When you're
Okay?
like you actually like some people even became like divas and like they're like we don't want to do this interview. We're bored. We would have days full of interviews. You have to go to Access Hollywood, E! News,
Right,
this
right,
all.
right.
When we would travel, we would do press days, and by the end of it, who's tired, who's cranky, who doesn't want to be here,
Yeah.
who's giving a good interview, who's just
Right.
like done with it. There's a lot of like who knows what was going on.
No,
with
and
them.
I
But
totally
they take
agree.
things for advantage. Like
Yeah.
they probably were just like, this is just another interview. Like,
Yeah.
because that's what your mind gets sometimes when you're thrown into these interviews. You're like, another freaking interview.
And I
like,
totally understand where you're coming from at that point where you're like, all right, I've been doing this
That's
all
rude,
day and I'm
though.
exhausted. These people, nobody knew who they were. I have about 14 times the amount of Twitter followers that they do. Not that matters.
You go,
but
girl.
I'm just saying, like, no one knew who they were. We were interviewing them because of
That's
Sean
rude.
White.
Right, it was just
and
dumb.
They should have been very nice.
was dumb.
And actually, after the first segment, their manager came up to me and said, obviously you can tell that some of them don't really want to talk to you. So please just forward all the questions to Sean White because he's a pro. And I was like,
Right.
absolutely no problem, because I'm not trying to talk to him who doesn't want to talk to me.
Good.
But, I just was like so bummed. I'm like, nobody knows who you are. You should at least be a little bit nicer to me because I'm being nice to you.
You should be grateful.
I was so bummed. But
You should
anyway,
be
Sean
grateful.
White was awesome. Shout out to Sean White.
good. And you know what?
I loved
I
him.
hate that because then a lot of people are like, blame the interviewer, like, oh, why is she asking me these questions?
Right, that's what they're supposed
but, like, you
to
have
do.
you have a job to do, and you don't want to look bad either.
Yeah.
So I get the whole, it's like very up
It's
and
not
down.
only that. It's like, be grateful that you.
Yes.
Listen, even with relationships, and I have to always go back to relationships.
Yeah, of course.
When you're not being treated right, you know it. You have something called gut, intuitive feelings. You have instincts. When you're not treated right, you have to stand up for yourself. You have to say, what is my worth? So you doing this interview with Sean White, you knew that you weren't being treated right.
Yeah.
They put you in a very awkward position that you had to say, okay, was somebody going to give me an answer?
Yeah.
So I always say, treat somebody as, the same way you want to be treated.
Yeah, that's
But
what
I
I
like
always
the
say.
fact that you went back up, and because, when I'm not
course.
treated correctly, I believe in eye for eye, tooth for tooth.
Yeah.
I don't believe in, I'm just going to be nice and let them crap all over me. No. Sorry, this isn't working.
Right.
The chemistry is not
right.
here. The chemistry is not here. People out there, you don't have to fear the way you feel. If you're feeling it's legit, if your body temperature is rising, if you're looking at yourself going, what the F is going on here? Say something. Say, hey, listen, obviously this is not working. Let's take the L out of lover. This relationship is over.
Ooh.
Okay? Nothing wrong with
Oh,
it.
that was a good one, Siggy.
Know your worth. You
love
only have
that.
one time to live
Amen.
this
I
life.
love that.
Well,
Preach.
Yeah, like speaking of relationships, I mean, let's talk about relationships, Siggy.
Let's talk about love. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Relationships. First of all, I want to talk about the relationship with our fans. For all you people out there that are tweeting us, you
Love
have
you.
no
Love you. Love
idea
you.
Yay.
how much it means to us. I mean, this one, can I just give a shout out to Lisa? I mean,
shout out to Lisa.
I love her. And she said to me, loves listening to this, and was listening to it on her ride from Florida, whatever it is. Lisa from Rhode Island. I mean, you're such a sweetheart, but she gave me, allegedly, inside scoop, because we were talking about Kim Kardashian's baby North, and I don't particularly like the name, but she said that she thinks that the next baby is going to be called Easton.
Oh,
I
I
like
heard
that.
that.
Yeah.
I like that too.
So when
I like it.
okay, so you like that. So
Yeah,
I'm also
I do.
letting you know right now, I'm not a fan of it. So when the kids in school, it's like, East and West, it's so affected.
East and West.
Oh,
East
yeah.
and West.
It's
East
so
and-
affected.
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
obviously, your parents are way too self-absorbed. But let's just go. This is not about. I don't want to talk about any Kardashian news today. But I just wanted to say, shout out to Lisa, and also one of my favorites is when I know that I help somebody, and this one girl, Olivia, reached out and she listens to us, and she's in a relationship, and she's really learning about, what it is to be in a healthy relationship and know your worth. And it just makes my day. I'm not about meeting celebrity. I don't really care. I care about changing lives for the better. And for those people who are listening, any questions that you have, tweet us.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's your Twitter, Siggy?
my Twitter is at Siggy Flicker. Very simple.
I'm Sammy Sweetheart.
I'm Clare Galterio.
I mean,
Tweet us.
we will bring it up if you.
And we respond too.
Yeah, I respond to everything. So
Claire, do you have somebody that you like that tweeted at you that you want to,
I want to read a review.
Okay.
We got a review that just said, "Ugh, North. Juvenile junk, a flock of hens. What does a flock of hens
Who
mean?
cares?
Like, we
North.
like- what does
First
that
of all,
mean?
I just want you to know out there, anybody who sends a negative tweet, any negative response, and it has to do with me, I know who you are. You silly goose. Tricks are made for kids.
Silly rabbit.
Like, I know who you are when
Yeah.
you reference only something that the Sig would say. I know who you are. So why don't you just start it right now, because it gives me orgasmic feelings. I get excited because I know I'm in your heart and in your soul. I know that I'm in your brain. And if I'm making a difference in the world in a good way, honey, sit on your bag of chips and keep eating them. Wait, we were supposed to talk about relationships. I have to say
Yeah.
something. Somebody asked me a question that they're dating somebody, but their parents are in their relationship. How do you guys feel about being influenced in a relationship? How much do you really think that you should, listen to your mom and dad? If your sister says, I don't like the guy that you're dating, I think he's an ass, I think he's a cheater, blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to say to you, if you're in
Claire?
Yeah, Claire,
I
go.
just took the biggest deep breath in because I was about,
Well,
I'm
Claire?
about to be very long-winded. Okay, so here's my take on something like that. I excuse me, I listen to everything my parents say. I mean, my claim to fame has been like, Mom, you were right. Like, it's like almost painful. I'm like, oh, Dad,
They're
you were
usually
right.
always right.
And that's the thing. There's a saying, your parents are right, because they usually are right.
Because they've usually been there and done that.
Yeah. However, I have been in relationships where my mom was obsessed with this one guy. We actually nicknamed him Captain America.
That's a unique name.
Yes. And his also other name was Prince Charming. He came from a wonderful family. He was in the Navy, and he defended our country. I mean, this guy was a great guy. And in the beginning, I really liked him. And then, as you get to know somebody, layers get unfolded. And but my mom just loved him. And I started realizing that he was kind of a pervert. And I'm like, I don't know. There's something about him that really bothered me. And I couldn't figure out what it was. So we dated for maybe 2 months. And finally, it got to the point where my mom was like, how's Prince Charming? How's Prince Charming? How's Prince Charming? I mean, he was tall, dark, handsome, strapping. Like, he literally could throw me over his shoulder. Like, he almost looks like Gaston. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, that's literally what he was like. And I don't like talking poorly about anybody that has fought for our country or anything like that. So he's an ex person. So he's not currently still in the Navy. But anyway, so he asked me really random questions, like if certain parts of my body had certain smells. He would ask me if certain parts of my body ever had certain things come out of it, stuff like that, just to like PG it for my mother who's probably still tuned in. And it got to the point where I was so uncomfortable around him. Like, what are you stop, you're so gross, you're grossing me out. And then I'm like, okay. And I kept dating him because I knew my mom loved him so much because he was so good on paper. I mean, he was so good on paper.
That's just it.
But you know what? We had no chemistry. And I was just like, I just didn't like him. And I found out later on, through a friend of mine, that he would tape girls having sex with him. Luckily, I never got that far, thank God.
That's
because I waited a little bit longer than that. Thank you very much.
Thank God you left him.
Yeah. But he would show the tapes. He used to live with 4 or 5 other guys. He would project them on their living room projector, and he would show these tapes to people. So
sicko. Yeah. I agree with you, Claire. I mean, my parents don't always agree with who I date, but at the end of the day, I appreciate their feedback and their opinions.
100%.
Sometimes it's like if you're going shopping, I say this, you always want your mom's approval, like with clothes, like, oh, mom, does this look good? If she says yeah, you feel better. But if my mom doesn't like who I'm dating, but I'm happy, then I like to just go with the flow and see how things work out. I always keep my mom's opinion back there, but at the end of the day, I have to live my life for me, not for somebody else.
Right.
Perfect answer.
But I really do always try to, make my parents proud. So whenever I thought that my mom didn't like somebody I was dating, I would obviously have that in the back of my head, like, oh my gosh, my mom, my mom is the most important thing to me in the world, and so is my dad.
Well,
so
I just feel like you shouldn't listen to your parents. How do you like that?
You're right.
Someone's ringing. Someone's phone's ringing.
That's my sister.
I love that. On that note, that was such a good thing.
So hold on, but I'm just saying,
we have to listen to our parents.
But I'm saying
it
no. Yeah, no, but I'm just saying it only because I love my parents and I've always listened to them. But at some point in your life, your parents can't determine what's chemistry for you.
Yeah, 100%.
No one can determine, and sometimes people don't show their true colors in front of parents and family members. And unless if you're being emotionally or physically abused, and your parents are like, oh, you're dating a danger. Oh, listen to them.
Right.
But if there's no rhyme, I just don't like him because he's not.
Doesn't have a good job.
Right. He doesn't. Yeah, good job. So anyway, let me just tell you something.
He dresses.
When I'm married now, and next year I know my husband for 10 years.
Wow.
When I first met Michael, nobody wanted me with him. My parents were against it 100%. He just got divorced. He's got 3 kids. He's got baggage. He doesn't have a divorce. My ex and I are very good friends. I love my ex-husband. He's a doll. He met the...
You don't have a normal divorce.
No, but I know that, but I'm happy for him because my kids have to go there every other weekend. And he met the most incredible woman in the world, Twee. I mean, I love her. They just had a baby, Liam. I just think the whole thing is amazing. It's amazing on every level. Not everybody has that, and I understand that. But if I didn't go with my gut instincts, when I met him, he lost everything he ever had. We were on ground zero, and I was leaving a plush marriage, and he was coming out, and he had a lot of money at one time in his life. He had nothing. And oh God, how are you going to go backwards in life, Siggy? How are you going to go backwards? How are you going to do this? And I'm telling you that when I was with this man from day one, I just knew.
He was the one.
This is it. I don't care.
And you didn't listen to anybody, which is always good.
I didn't listen to anybody. And today everybody was saying to me, oh my God, thank God you stuck and you listened to your gut instincts. Mm-hmm. So if you're with somebody and they're respectful of you and you love and you cherish your time with them, and when you meet them at 7 o'clock and all of a sudden you're looking down, you're like, oh my God, it's 2 a.m. because things are so easy and you're having such a fabulous time. I'm saying give that person a chance.
Yes.
Don't let anybody come into your ears, because love comes around only a few times in your lifetime, and I don't want you to give up on somebody good.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm so happy I didn't give up because
No.
I'm so in love with my husband.
I know.
That
you
is
are
beautiful.
glowing right now. It's so nice. Every time you talk about him, you really
And you know
do.
what? And I'm not glowing because now we're in such a great place. I'm glowing because he's got I knew he got character. He walks a straight line. Mm-hmm. You know, anybody who ever tried to put down my husband, it's because they're so... This man is amazing on every level. Mm-hmm. And I've been nothing but the happiest woman in the world for the last 9.5 years.
So every time you tell it, it makes me just feel like tingly and good inside, because to see like a true love story, you know, come from nothing and then work out to be this amazing relationship.
And there's hope for everybody out
there.
So you just got to follow your gut. Wait, so I want to talk about actually so we were saying how, you know, your family gets involved in your relationships. Mm-hmm. I've actually been in a situation, which I still can't believe I did this, and I felt awful. And this also goes back to our Ashley Madison stuff that we were talking about last week.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So I was dating this guy, and his, cousin's wife, I'm going to try to make this not too confusing. His cousin's wife introduced us. I always felt like I had this, not debt to pay, but I always felt like I had to keep my relationship with the cousin's wife alive because she introduced me to this guy that I was dating. So yeah. Okay. So now the cousin's wife is fucking crazy. Okay. That's the only way I can describe her. She's nuts. This crazy woman had me, because I didn't want to make her upset, because I didn't want to make her upset and then therefore tell her husband and her husband get mad at my boyfriend. It gets hard when you get outside family members involved in your relationships. She pulled me into her relationship. I was 23 years old and she knew her husband was cheating on her. And what she did was she literally forced me to do this. She was like, I know the phone number of the girl who he's sleeping with, and I want you to block your phone number, call my husband, page him, put in her phone number, like the mistress phone number, and then hang up. And I was like, oh, okay, no problem. And as I'm doing it, I'm shaking so bad because I literally am like, how am I going to say, what do I do?
I feel like I would only do that for, my best friend.
I know, but I didn't know what to do because I was really young and naive and I didn't want to be...
You should have been like, I'm not getting involved.
No, exactly what I should have done, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And so I did exactly what she told me to do. I blocked my number, called his phone number, pressed star, da-da-da-da-da, and then ended it. And then she said that she was in the car with him and he gets this thing and it says, so-and-so is paging you. And he's like, what number is this? And she's like, let me see. And so therefore, brought up the conversation of who this number is. She's like, oh, this is I know this person, blah, blah, blah. And apparently, denied it. But the fact that she made me do that, I think is so inappropriate. There's got to be a line that you draw whenever you're dating someone, how involved you get with their family. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
You know,
I think
where do you...
It's like a respect thing. You go only so far to respect, but you have to be, like Siggy said before, you have to be true to yourself. And if you don't agree with something, you just don't do it.
And don't do that, people.
Yeah, and where you where you went wrong, Claire, is and where everybody, and I've been there, is people always fear. When fear gets in, when fear stops you from living your life, and when you're doing things that you don't want to do, it's called peer pressure.
Yeah, I was 100% peer pressure.
Right.
And I was afraid for her to be mad at me. I like when people like me. I don't want to make anybody mad at me.
You're a compassionate person. You have a heart of gold. This is why when you have a daughter, I say to my daughter Sophie all the time, and I say to my stepdaughter Olivia, because they're both breathtaking angels, and I say, be a leader and not a follower. You don't have to swim in the pool that everyone's going into. You could choose your own road. The people who choose to be with you, great. The people who don't, let the door hit their ass on the way out. It's not a popularity contest.
Yeah.
You got to be outspoken. You got to stand for what's right. And you should have said to this crazy biatch, listen,
So crazy.
what you're asking me to do is inappropriate. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with saying I'm scared to do it.
Wait, did she stay with the guy?
Yeah, they're still married.
Oh, they're married. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh my! Oh, they're married, and I'm so happy I'm nowhere near that relationship of any sorts.
Wow.
You're freaking all crazy. Oh my God! Thank God for Davey T. All right, moving on. I don't want to talk about crazy people anymore.
do you want to talk about this Ashley?
Oh
Madison
yeah, let's get to
stuff?
Ashley Madison.
Yeah.
So that's what made me think of it. So apparently now, Ashley Madison came out saying that 87,000 women have now signed up since the drama and all that stuff, which is so. I feel like that's totally fake because
Baloney.
all of their
Baloney.
other quote unquote women that were involved were basically fake. So like, how do we know that these are real or not? Like, what?
Right.
And do you guys think it was a woman who kind of hacked, who like set all this stuff up?
Absolutely, because
I think-
women are
Yeah.
geniuses.
Yeah,
But
they
for
are.
those of you
They're
who don't
sneaky.
understand, Ashley Madison is a website for cheaters. So if you are married and somebody else is married and you want to have an affair, it's like, shh, you only live life once. Have an affair. Duh. So what happened is all these men were joining and they were like, oh my God, I'm going to have an affair. I'm so excited. But there really were no female members. What they did is they have an office in Canada somewhere with thousands and thousands and thousands of people working, and they create fake profiles. So you think that you're having this affair with this woman by the name of Gigi, but Gigi doesn't really exist. So the joke's on the cheaters.
Yeah, it's great.
I love Scandal. I love
It's
it.
so funny.
Because when you
really
do something
funny.
wrong, really, like I believe in that whole karma thing. Karma, it definitely is going to slap you on the
Karma.
butt on the way out, and that's exactly what
But-
happened here.
Yeah.
My favorite thing that came out, an article after the whole scandal, which made me so happy. So if you were listening to our podcast, I think it was the first or second episode we were talking about this, Forbes came out saying that this is a wake-up call for women who are basically, they need to learn how to, be their own woman and do their own finances and work and like save up money. Don't just rely on a man. And Forbes, which is a very, very, very well-known publication and website, they're saying that. I'm like, hi, Just Sayin talked about that 2 weeks ago.
Exactly.
Right?
You're so right, Claire.
And I said it.
saying, just saying.
And guys, if you know, I'm telling you right now, it's not that I need to promote it, but I will anyway. I have a freaking the best book coming out called
can't
Write
wait.
Yeah, me
Your
too.
Own Fairy Tale.
Can't wait to read it.
Siggy,
Wait, what?
I pre-ordered it, and I just got an email from Amazon the other day being like, "It's almost here."
But it's
so
exactly
excited.
Yeah.
it's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like write your own. Don't wait for somebody to come and sweep you up. It's not happening. You are responsible for your life. Write your own fairy tale. This book will detail exactly how to write your own fairy tale. Exactly how to get rid of those negative, toxic idiots that are in your life. You write your own fairy tale. Know your worth and move forward. If people don't like you for it, oh my God, buy them a Diet Coke with a slice of lemon and tell them thank you. To the left, to the left.
What's really cool is like we're all three strong, independent women.
Yes.
So it goes to show a lot that these women do exist and they are out
Yeah.
there. You
What up?
Yes.
And like we said last week, if you're like growing up in a divorced family, I was brought up where I want to work, so I don't lose everything when if I
Right.
God forbid go through a divorce or something. I want to be my own independent woman,
Yeah.
which everybody else, you should try and go down that track. You should be your own individual and not depend on any man or anything to get
Yeah.
through this life.
Yeah, and if
do
you want
things for yourself, you
Yes.
know? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to switch this over to beauty things, but,
No.
you make yourself feel good. Go take your exercise class, but don't, however, do what I just recently did, was I did this thing called cryotherapy, which has
I
been in
gotta
the
hear about
news a
this.
lot.
Oh.
A lot of athletes do it. LeBron James is obsessed with it. My sisters and cousins do it all the time. They love it. I went to go do it last week. And basically what it is you stand in this like vat. I don't know how to explain it. It's like this weird cylinder machine, and it's freezing. It's literally negative 200, I think.
How
and
long
30.
did you stay in there?
You can only stay in there for 3 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So you stand there for 3 minutes, and you have your bra and underwear on if you're a guy, you have boxers on. And the people sit there and they talk you through it. They're like, all right, right now you should feel a little cold. And that's because your epidermis is da-da-da-da-da. And then right now you feel a little bit pins and needles. And they're explaining to you what's going on. So I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And it's supposed to burn between 500 and 800 calories. And because your body has to use all of its everything to bring your body temperature down whenever you get out of this little thing. So anyway, so I get out. I'm like feeling so rejuvenated. I feel like $1,000,000 and I felt so
Wow.
great. And I leave the place and I look down at my leg and my leg is completely swollen. And I freak out and I call them. I'm like, what's wrong with my leg? I don't know. And so they would come back. So I went back. They're like, oh, you're fine. They have what we call basically a fancy word for frostbite. And I'm like, oh, okay. And like, it'll be gone in a couple days. This has now been 6 days later. What? My leg is black and blue. I talked to a doctor and they said I have 2nd-degree freezer burn, which is so dangerous.
That's crazy.
It's so dangerous. And they said if it gets infected, it could like really, really hurt my body. So please be careful with all the new.
I think I'm going to pass on that.
I know.
one.
I was trying to get Stan to do it with me last week. I'm like, you have to do it. And I would have told.
I'm definitely not going.
You know, if I had a good experience, which a lot of people do, you know, I would have convinced you ladies to go do it because it's supposed to be really good for cellulite. It's supposed to be really good for skin tightening, like everything. Wow. But I really messed up my leg, and it's really scary. It's so
That's
scary.
crazy.
Wow, that is crazy. But I'm in agreement with you that you should always do things to make. I say happy wife, happy life.
Feel good.
Yeah.
I say happy. If a woman's happy, everything else is just
make
great.
yourself feel good at a nice temperature.
Yeah, but even
negative 200 degrees.
Even if you can't afford treatments or you can't afford things, just putting on a CD with your favorite music changes your whole You know, sometimes people are driving and they're listening to good songs and they get in a good mood. It's just all about taking care of your soul, yourself.
I mean, before we wrap up, I just want to. We kind of left out my YOLO.
No, we're saving it for the best for last, Sam.
So I was going to go on and talk about a story, but I think this YOLO report today, I really want to shout out my fans on Twitter that say nice things about the podcast. So I want to read a few people on Twitter.
Let's hear it.
This
she
one
really
is
a sweetheart.
Oh, you're so and
this
she's
is for
just
all
as
of
pretty.
us.
She's just as pretty in person. People are like,
oh, stop.
Is she just as pretty? I'm like, she's prettier.
Just saying. This is for all of us.
Okay,
but
let's hear it.
We have some really cool fans, and this one's from It's Kyle Mack. The new Just Saying episode was fantastic. Keep it up, ladies. Y'all are hilarious.
Aww.
Yay!
And I have this one's from Sorry Not Sorry 314. Love the podcast. Love, love, love. And just, I'm going to read one more. Let me see. Okay, this one is from Casey Jane 123. Still loving your podcast. More behind the scenes of Jersey Shore, please. You never know. We may get into that next week. Keep on listening.
Definitely.
Beautiful, and thank you for that.
Yeah, and thank you everybody for always tuning in and listening in on what we have to say. And we hope you love this podcast this week.
Yeah, we hope you love it as much as we like doing it.
Every week.
Yeah.
We hope you love it, and we hope that you take some of our hardcore advice and turn it around and get some good things going on and helping you out in your life.
Exactly. So go out there today and the rest of the week and do something really good for yourself and make yourself feel good.
Yes.
All right.
Just saying. Bye, guys.
Bye.